Yes, good evening, sir. My name is Karthik and I am from GoFrugal team. At first, I would like to welcome you all sincerely and thank you all profusely for registering with us and also for making it up for this meeting. We would want to focus this session more on the value additions which a software can provide for your restaurant. Having said this, I would want to reiterate one thing just to make you all understand the focus which we emphasize on shipping quality products and also on the support which we offer to the customers for a long-term relationship. So GoFrugal is a 15-year-old product, and the product for which you have registered and which you will be eventually using is a product which has evolved over 15 years. And GoFrugal as such has about 300 members, of which 65 to 70% are only into development. That is the emphasis or focus which we levy on development, which helps us ship quality products every week almost, because we have been doing weekly updates to the products. We have been giving weekly updates to the products for nearly 108 weeks now. Consistently, every week there is an update which you can get to the product, which makes it more stable. And our support is 24/7 support. This is about the background of the solution you have registered with. And with respect to restaurants, we have a proven solution. Now it's really proven end-to-end automation and has about more than 6,000 restaurants across 33 countries using our solution end-to-end. And if in restaurants, many of my customers tell me that managing inventory is a problem, it is not practical at all. I really agree to that statement, but I would want to give you a confidence that it is definitely possible to manage inventory in a restaurant with a good process and a system in place. It is necessary because managing this inventory is tough only when you have multiple steps for you to check. But what if everything comes in 1 or 2 steps with complete control? That makes the process more easier. You don't need to have more people managing it. You can have an optimal inventory level maintained with the same number of people. You don't need to have an extra people employed, number one. Secondly, you need to have a system to track wastage. So wastage and pilferage are two things which every restaurant is dealing with. Is a painful or a challenging factor in a restaurant is wastage. So what is the procedure or a process set to manage wastage and pilferage? So these two things, if a software can do it for you with an effective system in place, then inventory management is definitely easy. And that is what we have achieved over this 15 years, and this is what my customers tell me. So I would want to showcase this presentation on giving you top USPs of our solution for restaurant, and I would want to classify this presentation into 3 parts. Because this presentation I would want to focus majorly on the highlights. So I classified into 3 steps. One is I would want to differentiate our solution in terms of what is available in the market. And first differentiation is in the digital journey. So when we say differentiators in digital journey, now if you have seen our website, you might have seen we give a lot of emphasis for digitalization. It's about taking customers to the next level and how it can be achieved. Because there are plenty of softwares available in the market. Probably every pin code will have somebody developing a software. What if it can do only billing? No, then there is no differentiation at all. But when we say a business automation software which automates end-to-end, it is necessary that we take the users to next level to experience digitalization or experience the product completely. And in this journey of digitalization, the first main focus for us is through mobile apps, making things, getting or achieving things through mobility, which means information is available anytime, anywhere, and it is independent. You're not dependent on anybody for information. And in that context, we have built excellent and insightful mobile apps which have written it down. I would sincerely request you all to download these apps. Please download these apps on Play Store or Apple Store and experience them to appreciate the usability, appreciate the benefits this can give you, and also appreciate the value addition it can do in terms of managing, not only managing your business process, but also in terms of managing your employees. And a software has an intangible or an extended hand towards managing your employees as well. It's not only about the input that you give into the software, but it's also about the people who give those inputs. So the first step is what's now. Now, if you see what's now, as you see, the name itself rhymes with WhatsApp. So the experience you get out of this what's now is one and the same. It is about chatting. You get a real-time answer from your friend when you ask how are you. He says he's fine. So what if you get the same experience asking a software, what is my sale now? It gives you what is the sale till now. It's 4:45. Now, if you ask a question, imagine you're asking a question to the software saying, what is my sale till now? Till 4:45, whatever is the sale, if you can get a spot answer, what will be your feeling? So this feeling, what's now can give you. You tell me any business scenario, any kind of questions which are dependent on anybody, for which you need to sit in front of software or you have to make phone calls to get answers. All these are annihilated. Your business is in your hands. So when I say your hands, your mobile is always in your hands. Your information is also there in the mobile. You open what's now, you ask any questions, it will answer. It will tell you what is now for that question. Please download it. I'm sure you will 100% rejoice using that app. The second app is called ServeJoy. The word itself tells about serving. So which means this app is directed towards stewards in your restaurants. If at all you have a dining restaurant, we have multiple stewards taking care of customers in different tables. This ServeJoy can help you reduce your steward count by 20 to 25%. The thumb rule is for every 4 tables you need to have 1 steward. That is the thumb rule. Probably with ServeJoy you can have 1 steward for 6 tables, because the process of order taking and delivering is through system. When I said I go to a table, I take an order in the ServeJoy, it directly gets printed in the kitchen. I don't need to walk all over again, repeat my orders and generate a KOT. The process of KOT is automated. Your steward walks less, which means he spends more time with the customers, which improves the operation efficiency, number 1, which improves the customer satisfaction, number 2. Number 3 is you need to have lesser number of stewards in your restaurant, because the same job can be done by lesser number of people. That is about ServeJoy. The third app is ServeQuick. If you say you have a QSR, quick service restaurant, where billing is your only focus, your key focus presently is to manage only billing, then it is an app for you. You please take this app and use it effectively for billing. It works on tablets. You can download it and use it. It's a tablet-based billing app. It's an application, not a exe format software. Fourth one is MyPulse. It is very, very useful for restaurants. Very, very useful. I've seen customers improve the delivery model or adding extra value additions to the delivery model only because of this MyPulse. This is about, now let's take, I order food. Now let's take, there are players like Swiggy, Food Panda, Zomato, etc., through which you get your orders, you ship them, you deliver it to the customers. Then the next step is to take the feedback, right? How good the food was, or how bad it was, or what was wrong with the way it was delivered, etc. Or you would like to know whether they would refer you to somebody. That is also an important question. Now in the restaurants, the word of mouth is much higher than other businesses, right? Because we all rejoice eating, and we also always rejoice sharing this joy with somebody when we had a good food at a restaurant. The same thing comes when the food was bad also. But MyPulse, you will be able to get this feedback on whether they would refer you to somebody else if they are liked it. So you can customize your questions, or give a list of your own questions to your customers and have a feedback. We can give you an analytics or a sort of a dashboard to give you what percentage of customers have given what kind of answers for you to take actionable decisions to achieve this customer satisfaction. That is MyPulse. Pulse tells you the customer feel. That's why I've named it Pulse. Nothing but it's a customer feel. Last one is My GoFrugal. It is a very, very important app. Because I would say very, very important is because if you go back to what's now, I told you would be connected with your business anywhere, any point of time. But we want to become your IT partner, not just a vendor. So GoFrugal relationship with the customers doesn't end only after selling the software. It's a very, very long-term relationship, and 30% of business comes only from customers, and that's the reason you can also think of the importance we we give to the support. My GoFrugal is a bridge between you and me. You and me in the sense customer and GoFrugal. Any point of time you will be able to get in touch with us through GoFrugal. It gives you all the records of your engagements. It gives you a recorded detail of whatever you have spoken. It gives you a recorded detail of whatever chat you have had with us. It gives you a provision where you can raise your tickets or complaints for us to help you resolve the same. It is about the communication between you and me. That is my GoFrugal. These are the differentiators or the steps which we have taken in the digital journey to help our customers reach the next level. You please download these apps and experience them to have a real feeling of what it can give your business. Now, having said this, I would just like to give you one instruction or make two general requests which I forgot in the beginning. Now, number one is the screen. If you feel it is quite smaller in your mobile, please double tap it for it to zoom and come out. Secondly, you will find a question mark button on the top right, a question mark button. Feel free to post your questions by clicking that button. So if you click the question mark button, Nietzsche, you will get a provision to type, which we'll get here. And please do it now, sir, if you have any questions, and I'll be very happy to answer them. Any questions on company or digital journey or the apps that I've spoke about, you please type out your question. I'll be happy to answer. Enough, I'll just take you to the next level of differentiation which I want to talk about. It is differentiators in the product. How different are we in terms of the offering which is given to you compared to what somebody else gives? The first one are additions that I spoke about, which nobody is giving you. Second one is within the software. I want to tell you a key highlights. We'd be very happy to give you an in-depth demonstration in person or online after this session. But I want to give you key highlights of why you must choose GoFrugal restaurant software for your business. So these are the things which proved us in the market. So I would want to reiterate these to you all. First one is, it's a table-focused model for dining. When I say table-focused model, I would just like you to take you to the product. This is our touch screen. So this touch screen, you can use it either on a touch-based machine that comes in the market, or you can use this on a regular computer by using the mouse, whichever ways, but this gives the touch interface which we have developed for billing. So when I say table-focused model for dine-in, what I meant was when you click on dine-in, you will be able to see the tables. See, everything in a restaurant, it is very important that you decide your table turnaround, you decide your revenue per customer, you determine the average ticket value, everything you would want to relate it with the tables. Because the more efficient the table is managed, more efficient or more faster the checkout is. So when we give you a very table focused model to ensure that the transition or the history of customer coming in and dining and leaving out on a table is very clear. Now, how many KOTs, how much time he has dined in, right? What is the overall bill amount and the revenue per guest. At the same time, the stewards are the ones who are closely connected to tables. We give a lot of importance to tell you the steward summary also. How many tables the steward has serviced, how many orders he has placed, what is the overall sale value has contributed to. So it's a complete table focused model. We relate everything to a table because that is most important in the restaurant. The second one is we have a very easy user interface. The easy user interface in the sense if you have metric pass outs, as probably people who operate in the restaurants are at this level. So our software is very much designed only to cater to these people, and trust me, you will not feel any hassle at all in operating the software at the billing and the cashier level or across screens, because if somebody has to manage your recipe, probably it must be little, he must know about what is giving input as. But for billing, it is about just choosing and taking it out. That process also we have ensured that we have simplified it to a large extent. See, if you step in, the interface is defined into 3 segments in the screen. The first segment is, the middle one is about categories, right? I can click on categories and I get the corresponding items in the right. I can also have images there, right? Categories, items, and these are the functions, right? Now when I click on the category, now let's take this particular product, I click on one, right? So when I want to add more quantities, I keep clicking it again. When I want to alter quantities, I can alter it. When I want to remove something, I remove it. So you see how the screen is aligned. It is about the operations which you keep going forward will be in the right side, for which you have to come back will be in the left side, for which you have to complete will be at the end. So this way the screen is, when the screen is designed, nobody who is operating the software will have a pain of using the software. They will not even know that they have completed the transaction with so many steps, because there are no steps at all. Everything is parceled in only one screen. That is the user friendliness I'm talking about. For restaurants, most of the customers 6,000 customers chose us for one single reason, is because of the user friendliness in the software in terms of interface. That is an assurance from GoFrugal. You please try it, and trust me, you would definitely appreciate that the GoFrugal is very, very easy software to use. That is about the billing portion, because there is nothing much deeper to explain there, because everything is in one screen. You will be able to understand just by looking at the screen. Right. The second one is I would tell you about training. It's necessary. See, one thing which I want to tell you is training somebody in a high attrition, in a business with high attrition, let's take 30 to 40% attrition, is really going to be a pain. That's the reason we have designed the software in such a way that there is no monitoring or training required intensively. Right. So when we install a single point of contact, owner gets to know what is happening in the store, how the things are getting operated. He just carries this on. Because now when you look at the inventory management also, you will not be able to track the you will not be able to completely have the visibility of the transition of all materials from store to kitchen. Let's take a process where every request from the kitchen goes from the store. Every product transition is not possible. Okay. But a system in place will ensure that consumption is at least monitored. Transition is not possible, but the consumption can be monitored. That is why I've written accurate history of ingredients from source to consumption. From store till it is billed, what is the consumption pattern can be easily got through our software. When I say this, now let's classify the kind of products that we bill into 2. Now let's take the example of a coffee, and let's take the example of a paneer butter masala, or a biryani for that matter. Now coffee is a product where when I order for coffee, it is prepared at the time and it is billed. Now let's take, I'm talking about biryani. So when I say biryani, I prepare a set of biryani or a pattern or quantity of biryani well in advance so that it can be served. So there is a difference between a coffee and a biryani in terms of not only how it is built and served, but also in terms of how the ingredient consumption has to happen. So for coffee, the ingredient consumption happens when it is built, because it is instantaneous. It is prepared and given instantaneously. But for example, when a biryani, you need to make a plan saying you have to prepare 7 kgs, for which you need so much rice, you need so much masala, you need so much of X, Y, Z. According to the plan, this has to be procured from the store, and then it is prepared, then it is billed. There is a systematic way of biryani getting into inventory vis-a-vis a coffee going out of inventory. So this classification, what we have done in the software, is the best for inventory management for restaurant. Trust me, If your concern is to manage inventory in your restaurant, you will not find a better software than us, because we have made it so very simple. Because perfection is believed that perfection comes only after multiple steps. You will become perfect only if there are multiple steps, because perfection is complete only when there is visibility. But we have gained visibility in lesser number of steps. If somebody has to do it in 5 steps, we do it in 2 steps, which means that lesser number of steps you get the same visibility with same result. That is what has made our software perfect inventory management, perfect recipe management, perfect billing management, perfect accounting management. Everything is perfect because the steps are limited. And it's about the wastage. I was talking about wastage earlier. If you see the wastage component in our software, how we manage, we have a very systematic provision of classifying the wastage. Now, classifying itself will give you clarity. That's why I said in one screen, we help you do multiple things to get the same result. We classify the wastage into different components, whether it is cooked wastage. After you have served, guest says, I don't want this, there is a cooked wastage. Then, if let's take you waste some oil or ghee or dal, etc., that is a wastage, uncooked wastage. It is a wastage which is increasing your food cost to an extent, right? So you mark that as a wastage. Let's take somebody you give a free sample that can be captured. You give it a free of cost that can be captured. So wastage essentially means things for which you have not made money. So it is necessary that you classify them into multiple categories as to what all has contributed in me not making money. That is why we have this 9 classifications. So this is the history or USB in our software. It is about capturing the history of a product right from the time it has entered the system, right from the time it went out of the system. Complete capturing of history is available only in the software to ensure you make actionable decisions, right? Because let's say we talk about biryani, you are not bothered about wastage of salt, nor you are bothered about the wastage of some other ingredient, but you are very much bothered about the wastage of chicken. Because chicken, if at all we are making a chicken biryani, we are bothered about the primary ingredient, which is chicken, which is attributing a large to the food cost compared to a salt. Right? Salt adds to the taste, but not much to the food cost. So we are bothered about chicken, which adds a lot to the food cost. So that is the way we classify ingredients also, to give you a clear picture of what is the wastage of ingredients which contributes to food cost, vis-a-vis what is the wastage of ingredients which doesn't contribute a large amount of food cost. This clarity itself will help you ask questions to your people and monitor the wastage right from the day one. Right. So with this, I would want to leave the floor for questions. You please use your question mark to type, and I'll be happy to answer. So Mr. Ravi has asked a good question, saying whether it is integrated with Food Panda, Swiggy and Zomato. So the answer is, sir, we have provisions in our software. Now let's take Food Panda, Swiggy or Zomato are going to pay you money probably in every 15 days after deducting their commission. We have provision in the software, like when you bill a particular order, you will be able to tell the software whether it came from Swiggy, Food Panda or Zomato. So if you say that as and when an order comes in Swiggy, it has to come into the software, we don't have. But the main aspect of having this integration is to help you know how much Swiggy owes you for how many orders. That is the very purpose of having this integration that we have. But order directly coming in, we don't have. We can give you the result you want, sir. Definitely, trust me. you, sir. I was happy to answer this question. Now, with the solution, as I told you, you will be able to appreciate a solution when you have a demo. And trust me, whatever I said will be there. Because one major lesson that customers have taught us is to give them what they want. But for us to give you what you want, we must definitely speak only what is there. So we are very focused in telling customers only things only things that we are capable of, only about the features that we support. Whatever I said, trust me, will be there in the software. Every functionality in the software which is built for restaurants will 100% work to give you the desired results. Trust me, that is an assurance from us. In the next point, I want to tell you all about the differentiators during GST. Now, because this opportunity I would want to take to tell you all about the transition which our customers went through. No, it was not very hard. It was really very smooth. I said very smooth is because with our bandwidth, we believe in developing what you would require for tomorrow. That's how this Watch Now and all came into the market, which have become killer features. In that vision in mind, we started developing things and giving it to the customers with respect to GST right from June 12th. Because GoFrugal is one of the GST Suvidha providers in India, one of the 34 companies in India, and the only retail and restaurant software company qualified from India to act as a GST Suvidha provider. So with this advantage, or a first mover advantage, we took the opportunity to make our customers experience GST very well in advance, and customers started using it on a practice mode in the same software right from June 12th. So which means 18 days they were using, and on June 1st this was nothing. So it was as good as, now today was as good as yesterday, and so will be tomorrow. That was what my customers felt. And this we were able to seamlessly achieve because we set up a systematic way of helping our customers through a dedicated helpline for GST. This helpline was able to answer a lot of questions which my customers had. You can experience it yourself. You just ask a question about GST or how you want to tax your products. System will give you, whatever is applicable. Let's take, there were some advices which only tax consultants can give you or auditors can give you. But with respect to the software classifications, you can ask questions and you will get an answer. So customers benefited a lot with this helpline, real time, 24/7. So the transition was very smooth. And nearly 6,000 customers went live without hassles. We didn't have much problems. It was very easy because we started way back before anybody could think of developing. June 12th was the day we released the first update for GST. And all these were step-by-step efforts, step-by-step, right from masters, transactions also we broke into inward-outward transactions. We gave step-by-step updates to the customers for them to practice it step-by-step, so that when they do it at a stretch before a week, they are very comfortable. That was our plan. And there were self-help videos which we gave it to customers, which are on YouTube, which is on my GoFrugal app, which is on our website. All the webinars were a lot of live seminars or webinars which were conducted to our customers to help them address their questions. This also started from June 12th. It's happening till today also. So these webinars and self-help videos, along with the notifications we sent it to the customers, kept them very well in advance, informed, kept them informed about the transition, and they were very well prepared to handle this transition. So this is a way of differentiating us from others, because GST was a revolution outside, but it was mere transition here. It was only because we were very systematic and we were different from what the market is. So with this, I would again leave the floor for questions. If you have anything about the functionality or about the company or about the apps, you can please post your questions and I'll be very happy to answer them. Mr. Ravi had asked a question saying, why not we use systems that McDonald's use? here I would want to understand whether you're talking about the hardware system. If that is so, McDonald's uses a touch-based hardware system, and we definitely support that. And with respect to software, if you say you're opening a QSR, the operations right from billing till inventory will be so very simple, sir. Because there is the same shelf life which McDonald's is concerned about. Same thing, anybody will be concerned. So that is in the software. The shelf life component of packaged products or products that are made can be easily captured in the system while billing. So systems, both in terms of hardware and software, if you look at the result, I think both will be able to give a better results in terms of inventory management. That is what my feeling is. Yeah, Mr. Ravi has asked a good question. Why most of them use Windows-based softwares? The answer is very simple, sir. See, you look at Geo. When was Geo launched? It was recently. Now, if you take a survey, or you can ask your friends, or generally you can just visualize. If you ask 1,000 people this question, saying, "Sir, whether you will be able to continue your business or carry on your business only with internet," I would say 99%, more than 99% will say no. Because if you see, the infrastructure as such is not so that very great that your billing and operations can be dependent on internet always, right? That's why the Windows-based systems are still in place, but and also with respect to inventory management or the load that a system can take, where Windows-based softwares can take a higher load compared to a browser-based application. First one is infrastructure, second one is load, and a third one is the development which the Windows-based applications has gone through compared to what a cloud-based application has gone through. Because companies like us have something which has evolved over 15 years, and the feature is rich, and it is latest technology. It's about the result. You look at the result, I'm sure you will not find any differences. Tisha has asked a question saying, are all apps bundled in the same pricing? Yes, sir. When we give you a packaged product, so when we discuss with you, we would be able to understand what kind of apps. For example, Watch Now, GoFrugal, we give it to customers. Watch Now comes with one user license which is bundled along with the product, and My GoFrugal is a mandate that customers should have it. So when we have a discussion, we would understand more about the ServeJoy and more about the number of users for ServeJoy. When we give it as a packaged product, so we'll bundle it and give it to you, sir. No problem. One thing I would like to clarify, because I see questions about Windows and cloud. See, the software component, which is a complete business automation software, right from billing till balance sheet, the automation, the complete business automation for restaurants, our offering is a Windows-based application. But I spoke about ServeQuick, an app in my first slide, that is a cloud-based, because it is an app. Absolutely, it is implied that it is on cloud. We have ServeQuick for takeaway restaurants. So it is not for dine-in, or it is not for a complete recipe management. But for restaurants whose main focus is billing, takeaway, ServeQuick is the product for you. That is an app, which means it is a cloud-based application. So there was a question on how safe the cloud-based applications are. The answer is very simple. See, it is about, we all have mail IDs, we all have Facebook IDs. You know, we are accessing WhatsApp, etc., etc. The same level of security or the same level of belief that we have in internet should be there when we take the software also, because it is just like internet has its own limitations, but I don't know how many of us encounter those limitations every day. For example, LinkedIn may encounter a limitation of internet, but I don't think we are so prone towards those limitations. As a software, as a technology, things are built to overcome these also. So as a safety perspective, it is what your mail account or Facebook account or WhatsApp, which is on cloud, can give you the same. The software also has the same safety. Yeah, I'll leave floor for another 2 minutes, sir. If you have any questions, you can. I'll be happy to answer them. And again, I would repeat that my person will get in touch with you to get a time slot for an in-depth demonstration on whatever was spoken now, so that you can have a good feel of the product when it is demonstrated. Thank you so much for the time again, sir. Thank you so much for coming in. Looking forward to have a long-term relationship with you all, and my person will get in touch with you very shortly to take our relationship to the next level.